Kenya. Surely. And the biggest people who are complaining, I don't know, let me not say who are complaining. I did expect our manufacturing entities to say, protect our manufacturing so that, and we are not protecting inefficiency. We are giving them space to grow, and they must be competitive. And we are not closing down, we are not providing incentives for one company or two or three. It must be, there must be enough companies to compete so that we also get good quality products. So, Carol, there is one thing we must sit and discuss, and I am prepared, is to engage our manufacturers in a conversation that is going to give me the opportunity to understand and to know what I need to do to make sure that we are manufacturing more in Kenya. I am ready for that conversation. And I am ready to make whatever decision that has to be made to promote locally produced products. Whether it is for clinker, whether it's for steel, whether it is for leather, whether it is for textile, you know, because we are exporting a lot of textile products from Kenya. We're among the largest importers to the US. But unfortunately, we are importing cotton from elsewhere. And that is why I have a very robust plan and program we have rolled out on cotton manufacturing in Kenya. I am happy. I had a conversation with Professor Anyang' on what we are doing around the cotton space, the governor of Busia, the governor of Elgeyo Marakwet, and all the other cotton-producing counties, because it cannot be the case that we are importing even products that we have raw materials to produce in Kenya. Caro, I mean, it's just the right thing. We can start the first meeting in January so that we can all agree how we are going to move things into the future.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think we'll make sure that that meeting happens, and all the other small manufacturers, because, you know, we have a lot of SMEs who are also there. So we'll coordinate everything and make sure that it happens. And know a lot of the issues are under regulatory, but I think those are things we'll discuss. But the other thing, Your Excellency, you'll be proud to know, we just launched about 2 weeks ago our roundtables with the regional economic blocks. So that way, we are also engaging the economic blocks of the counties on these same roundtables and making sure that, because that's where the businesses are, this is where the raw materials are, so that by the time we are coming to you, we have established and made sure that everything is done at that level, you know, at the county levels and all that. So you'll be seeing a lot of that happening from next year. I don't know if you want to take any question.
I can take one or two.
One or two questions. Okay.
There is a lady there. Maybe, and Derek will take one gentleman.
Good evening. Thank you, sir. It's KICC, and I'm in manufacturing within value addition space. And I just want to and ask. I have gone to several establishments, and this is just a personal thing. You know, when you see the king, you ask the king for something. And I have gone and I have dropped my locally manufactured products at Western Hotel. And at Western Hotel. And the chef has approved it. However, I have not yet received, because whatever it is that I have been able to give, the chef has said yes, but the bureaucracy sometimes within the system can be very discouraging, because here we are talking about yet when we go to the ground, people within the offices, they become stumbling blocks in order for us to be able to, to penetrate. So my question to you, sir, is, so my business is Too Much Sauce. That's the name of my business. And we make locally manufactured products such as sauces, marinades, and I want that job.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear. That question actually should be answered by Caro. Because the establishment you have said is private sector. I run the public sector. Caro is the one. Why do we have bureaucracy in the private sector?
Thank you very much. So let's ask a sector question, then but it's true. I think we are learning bad manners about bureaucracies, and we need to show by example. And I think we'll start doing also self-regulation. We have the associations within. I mean, we have the hotel keepers who are our members here, and those are some of the questions we'll be taking to them to start doing self-regulation within their establishments, within the subsectors.
Very good. So those people in the hotel keepers, they're called what?
The Hotel Keepers Association?
Yes, the association should answer that.
Thank you so much. My name is Tom Onditi. I am founder, rather Gen Z founder. And I have a question regarding access to government procurement opportunities. So, in our space, we've realized that for these opportunities, for you to get, as a young founder, it's very hard because you realize that it requires a lot of documentation. Specifically, okay, my biggest problem, let me say from my standpoint, is the requirement of financial documentations which maybe you don't have. And that has become really a big challenge to people in the SME space, specifically young founders. I don't know if it is something that is followed to the latter because many a times it becomes so competitive, and even for those that are marked AGPO, it's very hard for you to get. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Competition is the name of the game. You know, any procurement process need to have competitors. The reason why we ring fence certain items for AGPO, that is for young people, for women, and people living with disability, it doesn't mean that they automatically, a person automatically gets. There is still competition in there within that ecosystem. There will be more than one person, more than one young person competing. There will be more than one woman competing. There will be other people competing in that space. And of course, because standards have to be set, you have to meet the criteria for that procurement. Maybe the question you are asking me is the criteria too onerous for most young people to meet? That's a conversation we can have so that we can see if the criteria is too onerous, locking out almost all the intended beneficiaries. That is an exercise we can interrogate, and we have made it a policy decision as part of our contracting, performance contracting, to make sure that every accounting officer of a government entity must demonstrate how they have met the 30% procurement for AGPO, people living with disability, women and young people. But that is an exercise I am willing to interrogate more and to listen more to your views and your suggestions.
I think, Your Excellency, that's a question we've had many times. The processes, kwa vijana those days, and you say kazi kwa vijana but pesa kwa wazee, because it would lock them out. And I think that's the same process and something I think we can address together as we go forward. I think we'll end there because of interest of time, but Your Excellency, before you sit down, because we never got to listen to the big panel, I just wanted to introduce to you, and maybe they'll just stand where they are, except for Mzee Manu, who is the founding chair of KEPSA. So for him to be here as we celebrate 20 years, for me it's the most exciting thing. And I really, and he's been a mentor. I think if there's anyone who showed me the ropes of getting to government offices has been Dr. Manu Chandaria, and I really appreciate you. But the others who are just mentioned very quickly, just to Dr. Manu Chandaria, and I really appreciate him. But the others who are just mentioned very quickly, just to go along, Ambassador Dennis Awori, reflections were, and I know we'll be doing it in the course of next year as we go along. Engineer Patrick Awori, Michael Don, Engineer Patrick and Lee Karori. I think he prayed and we saw him, those ones. And then just a representative of the partners who are also going to say a few words at that point, and who have worked with us over the years. Let me start with Dr. Wilfred Kiboro. Nation Media have not only supported with Dr. Wilfred Kiboro. Nation Media have not only presidential roundtables with other media houses, and so we really appreciate them. And of trademark, all these logistic works, the border posts, all that work that we have done, we've done with trademark. And right now, what they are doing with them is access Africa to do that, but they are really that. But then we said we have a foundation, and we talked about the things we've been doing in the foundation, and I know you'll be hearing a lot more and better places for children and all that, because private sector cannot thrive on its own. And so UNICEF has been that key partner